spreading out into space, will have an even greater effect. It will completely change the future of the human race.
Hello, I'm Elizabeth Goodman, Director of Research at Futurelab UK, which aims to transform education from the ground up as an agency of change. My colleagues are with you today, and unfortunately I can't be with you in person, but it's perhaps appropriate that I'm doing this keynote by remote because what I want to talk to you about is a really global issue, and that is about the environment and how education and the environment can come together as two joint priorities that, if wrapped together into some educational programming in the form of games, for instance, could really reach the world community in a very specific way and might provide not only motivation and encouragement and collaboration opportunities for young people today, but might also provide a whole host of career opportunities as new skills for the 21st century are learned and applied in the real world linked to a gaming environment. This is part of what we call a stealth learning model, by which we mean that young people today, because they're so immersed in media from such a young age, often learn perhaps better and certainly differently and more in a more native sense to what they're used to if they learn through technology and gaming as a first port of call for new ideas. But in the process of playing a game, young people might also learn some math, some science, some computing, and in the case of the games I want to speak about, certainly learn a lot about the environment and its importance to all of our well-being now and in the future. I want to introduce three game scenarios which are all in development. The first example is created by Microsoft with partners. Kristen Weatherby is here today and will have been speaking in the masterclass. She and her colleagues created something called the Climate Mystery. We're going to show you some brief clips from that as an example of a way to use narrative threads to get young people involved in a really important social issue which they might otherwise not be too involved in, using a stealth learning model of gaming and a narrative which draws you in through some perspective and collaboration with other young people. So this is that example.
You have to help us. We're all sick and we don't know what it is.
We're planning an attack. It's our last chance.
What the hell is going on? What's that on your face? Catherine? They're saying they're gonna kill me. I don't want to die.
We won't survive without your help. We need you online now.
The second example we want to share with you is from our own game in progress, and Microsoft will be collaborating, we'll be building up from where we started with the Climate Mystery game, but working with Bill Lau, who you'll have a chance to meet today. Futurelab and other partners are collaborating to look at what would be a scalable, adaptable new model for a game, which could be played by young people and families and communities, people of different ages for different reasons with different levels of involvement in gameplay and media, and could be played around the world in a truly global way, sometimes on handhelds, sometimes on consoles, and sometimes in the real world. So our idea is to make a new game which would also use some element of a mystery and a narrative thread to draw young people in, but would also provide some really solid examples of the kinds of work that they could do on the ground and perhaps develop actual job opportunities, career development paths from, as well as engagement in the game itself. We haven't yet got a title, we're just calling it the Climate Game as a working title, but these are some examples and mock-ups from that work in progress. Finally, the third clip that I want to share with you today is from a beautiful film from the weforest.com site, which was set up by Bill Lau with Futurelab, with other partners. And the idea of WeForest is that we go beyond the level of game and encourage young people and communities of all ages from all over the world to go beyond a mediated gameplay environment or educational curriculum environment and into the real world where the points that you might win online can be traded for actual deeds in the world, and in this case, for planting of actual trees. If we were to reforest the earth would be in a much better state for all the young people who will survive long after we will. It's one of our aims, not the only one, but it's a good solid example of real-world exchange for online gameplay and of a way that we hope that young people might be motivated to engage in these social issues in a really sustained way and to build career paths as well as skills development as they go. So our last clip is from the WeForest site and Bill Lau's film on the environment. So thank you again for this chance to speak to you today. My colleagues and many collaborators will be taking part, and we'd like to invite all of the sponsors here, Tesco, Mouchel, Electronic Arts, all of the other companies who've taken part, the Prime Minister's Office and all the government departments who've supported this initiative along with CCE, Creative Partnerships. So many good people with so many good ideas have taken part in this year's plans, and we would really love to collaborate further with all of you and to build a sustainable program that goes well beyond any particular game or idea. Thanks again for the chance to be here, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the day.